We are live on YouTube, and today we are talking about getting unstuck in your singing. Moving forward, when you feel like you have plateaued, when you feel like your voice has plateaued, your technique has plateaued, the results that you are getting from your auditions, your recordings, your performances has plateaued. And so if you're a very serious singer, a professional, who is currently feeling stuck because you're not happy where your voice or your career is, and you're ready to bust through those blocks, build a foundation, and sing in a way that yields much bigger results, and not just any results, but results that you are actually excited about, then I really want you to pay attention, because this is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So you guys know I've been doing this a very long time, since 1999. I'm going to date myself here. Yes, I'm turning 50 next year. I have sang with major opera companies. I have sung around the country, around the world. I have made 2 pop records. I sang opera on movie soundtracks. I sang pop in national commercials for major brands. I have had my songs licensed by TV shows on pretty much every major network. Some of you know my voice is even in a singing Barbie doll. So one could say that I've got this whole singing thing down, right? But what looks like a lot of success on the outside was really just my own limiting beliefs run riot around my singing and my career on the inside. See, what a lot of you probably don't know is I ran from genre to genre, from pop to opera. I ran from one city to another, from New York to San Francisco to Los Angeles, from one goal to another, achieving a decent amount of success in one place before I would reach a wall that I could not figure out how to get past to sing any better, to be any more marketable, to be any more noticed and grow things to the next level. And so what I did is I would blame it on these external things, the type of music I was doing, the industry, the city I was in, and I would make a jump. And even though I had success while doing all those things, when it came to really translating them into staying the course with one purpose, I struggled. I really struggled before I finally got there. And what I have come to learn since is that I needed to go through all of that in my earlier career, all those successes and frustrations, so that I could live my true purpose as a singer, which ultimately is building this unbelievable tribe of singers that you are all a part of. And, it's, as I reflect on it, it's amazing how easy it becomes to stay the course, to do the difficult work, and to have wonderful success when your passion and your purpose are aligned. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. There is so much of what I went through that I would not want to go through again, right? Like the birthdays celebrated with that feeling, that hesitation, that another year has come and gone, and still being at my crappy side job in my early career instead of singing for a living, right? That sucked. The major self-doubt when my second record, it's because I made 2 pop records. First one did really well. I was on the front page of Napster, if you guys remember, back in the early aughts. You guys remember Napster, right? I was the first indie artist featured on the front page of Napster. Sold like tens of thousands of records at that time. Second record, totally flopped. Did nothing completely after the bigger success of that first one. I would not wish that on anybody. That was hard. The memories of being a young opera singer and that constant waiting and the frustration of not knowing when I'd be ready to sing the big bread and butter repertoire, right? Making it to sing at an A-level opera house, and then the crippling perfectionism that got me into every time I stepped on that stage. The dread of being asked, hey, Arden, it's Thanksgiving dinner. We're at dinner with friends. Hey, Arden, how's the music going? And in a period of not much going on, feeling that immediate failure if I didn't feel like I had anything impressive that I could say. And then at that same time, watching other singers that I knew who were just as talented get the gigs that I wanted instead of me, and wondering, like, will it ever be my turn? And watching the clock ticking, 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 right? And all those birthdays and New Year's celebrations and the resolutions of this year will be different. This year will be different. I will finally get my break. And it was awful at times. It was hell at times. And if I knew then how to do it with a bit less suffering than I endured, I would have enjoyed the journey so much more. I would have had way more gratitude for this sacred window of opportunity that I was being given in my early career. Which brings me to you guys. I understand the longing, the frustration that you have. I know what it feels like to not be where you think you ought to be by now in your singing career. I understand what it's like to crave a larger impact for your talent while at the same time trying to like really be okay with where you are. It sucks. And I know that you question yourself. I know that you question your talent and wonder what you're doing wrong. And I want you to know you are not doing anything wrong. You are on a journey right now that, like mine, is full of these treasures that you didn't even know that you were seeking. So there's a Buddhist saying that I love, which is from Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a famous Buddhist monk and scholar. And it says, no mud, no lotus, which means there can be no lotus flower without the mud from which it grows. No mud, no lotus. But so many of us have these limiting beliefs and this stinking thinking that prevents us from seeing the mud for what it is, which is an opportunity to do something differently. If you want different results, then you have to be willing to change things up and do something different. If you always get into the callbacks, but actually booking the gig is very few and far between for you, you need to change things up. If you keep putting out records and only getting a few thousand plays each time, you got to do something different. Because if you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same outcome. And so the only way to get a different outcome is you got to be willing to leave your comfort zone, get courageous, stop being afraid, and be ready and willing to stretch and expand in every aspect of your identity to have this next level singing career. Guys, I say this all the time to those of my singers who are in our intensive training program, in our free workshops. Everything that you want is just on the other side of your comfort zone. And only, hear me guys, only those who are willing to go past it and up-level their identity will have what they want. But it can be scary. It can be scary to do this on your own. You're going to need somebody to hold your hand, somebody who's going to support you and hold you as you're stretched out of your comfort zone. And you might freak out a little while you do it. It's normal. Somebody who's going to support you and show you how to do this so you can finally break through and be successful at this. And we know how to get you the voice and the impact you need, but you just have to decide that you're ready to get scrappy, ready to go beyond your fears, ready to stop sugarcoating and telling yourself that you're okay with the mediocre or non-existent state of your singing career, ready to stop settling for less when you know you're capable of so much more, ready to stop telling yourself it's not that bad and you're really okay not living your dream. You guys have to stop and decide to stop all the excuses. And you have to decide to do whatever it takes to have the life that you want. And so if your career results up till now are not showing you that you are not singing in the way that will get you there, then nothing will happen until you make fixing those issues a priority over everything else so you can stop being mediocre, stop being plateaued, stop being stuck at a dead end in your music career instead of having everything that you want. But right now, you're stuck, you're plateaued, you feel invisible, and your dream is dying. And I say that not to be like, in your face, but I say that because I know what it's like to be frustrated and I know what I needed to do to pull myself out of that and be successful. So let me ask you, are you committed to your dream? Whatever your dream is for your singing, your life, your passion, your talent, are you committed to it? Or are you going to let everything get in your way so that you can one of those people who said, well, I could have done that. Could have, should have, would have. What if I had? Because guys, until you are willing to fight for it, you are never going to have it. And I can hear a lot of you now screaming at me on the other side of the screen going, Arden, I am fighting for it. I'm doing this and this and this. But if you're fighting for it and it's not working, then you've got to change what you're doing. And for that, you have to be willing to go beyond your comfort zone to do something different. That's what fighting for it means. If it's a time thing, find the time, carve it out, get creative, make it a priority. I know what that's like, guys. I've had to do it in my own life. I had some health stuff come up and it was like, well, I'm either going to get committed to doing this and shift my health and my physiology, or I'm just going to continue to go down that road, which is not taking me where I want to be as I age. So you guys, I get up at 5 a.m. every morning. Those of you who are in my tribe, you've heard me talk about this before, because I don't have enough hours in the day if I don't do that. And I am at the gym at 6 a.m. before my daughter wakes up, before I have to drive carpool, because that's how committed I am to the results and the outcome that I want to see in my health and in my body, so that I am, comfortable and mobile as I age. It's that simple. I had to do it. I had to get creative with my time. If it's a money thing, to get the resources or the training that could change everything for you. If that's the excuse, I don't want to go into debt or use my credit card. And guess what? I don't love debt or credit cards either. But you know what I hate? Watching a talented singer's dream die. You're going to make debt more important than your dream? If you have the choice of being able to confidently go out there and successfully perform and make an impact and connect to your voice and audiences in a big way every day and make money at that, or going and sitting back and looking at your credit card statement and saying, wow, I paid off my debt, but I failed at my dream. You guys, staying stuck is a decision. It's a decision. And so is doing nothing and keeping things the same. Doing nothing is a decision. It is a decision to stay where you are. So getting help is a decision. I'm on my soapbox now, guys. Doing nothing is a decision, and so is getting help. So speaking of willing to do things differently, I am giving you guys an opportunity to start now and experience what it is like to train with us for a full week for free in a 6-day live training workshop that is coming up, and I want you there. This is for singers who are done being stuck, done delivering less than what they know they're capable of when it actually counts, done watching other singers up on that stage living their dream while they sit in the audience thinking, that should be me. And singers who are now ready to learn how to do things differently to get better results. So this is the 6-day Vocal Powerhouse Accelerator Workshop. It is the Be Bulletproof edition. It is July 20th through 25th. It's coming up in 2 weeks. We just opened registration yesterday. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific each day. I'm putting the link to register in the comments of Facebook. If you haven't already registered, I'm putting that right now. If you're watching on YouTube, then the link is already in the video description copy for you. Here you go. Link to register on Facebook. Enter. There you go. There is the link to register. It is 6 days, guys. We're doing 90 minutes a day, starting on the 20th, every day, Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. East Coast time. We're going to deep dive into technique, mindset, the mind-body connection, finding your unique artistry. These are the big pillars you need to be bulletproof in your singing so you can get unstuck and finally break through. And it's free, guys. It's free. Because I don't just want you to know there's a better way to train that gets bigger results in a faster period of time. I want you to experience it for yourself. So register, use the link, block it off on your calendar, get yourself there. Don't be one of those singers who constantly complains that, there's never any support, there's never any resources. And then when I'm literally giving you the ability to come train with us in our container for a full week, you sit on your ass and you don't do it. Don't be that. Okay. Let me come in and light a firecracker under you so that you understand what it takes to get results. You can immediately start getting some momentum moving in your technique, in your mindset, and understand what gets to happen so that you break through this plateau, you break through this stuck, and you start building momentum to get yourself to the next level. Okay, guys, I will get off my soapbox now. I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible there, July 20th through 25th. Use the link to register and have an amazing rest of your day. Okay, guys. Bye, everybody.